December 2025, come and gone. So this is December's monthly wrap up, which is like bittersweet. It's always so weird when a year ends. Like, I feel like we just started this year, but it also feels like it's been an eternity, especially when I think back to the things that happened in the beginning of the year. Very, very Tower things that happened in the beginning of the year. So glad it didn't end on a Tower note, but like so close. It came close to ending on a Tower note, but that's fine. December, we will talk about some brief memories and experiences, some books, purchases. There's some good ones in there, and yeah, then we'll do the moon tray, and that'll be it. So, kicking things off with memories and experiences. Not a whole lot happened in December, which is funny because you would think that December would be really busy, but I've really been accidentally embracing the hermit energy of 2025 this whole year. So I kept things really low key. So we did have my book club, which I'll talk about the book in the book section, but it was really cute. My girlfriend came up with a really cute idea. We alternate locations every month, and the one girl, it was her turn at her house, and she said she wanted us to all bring gingerbread pieces to make a gingerbread house. And I thought that was a really good idea, very fitting for December. So we all bought kits, and I went to the bulk barn and bought extra pieces for everyone, extra goodies, extra accessories to put around their little gingerbread house. So it was a lot of fun, and I did actually eat mine. Normally these are just like decorative, but I got desperate and I ate the roof because of the icing. I went ham on the icing on my roof, but I did eat it. So there's that. The other thing we did as a book club group, not everyone could attend, but we went to see The Handmaid's Tale because we've all read the book, not through book club, but just because it was a fairly popular book, especially I think in 2025, 2024. So a lot of us have read it, so we all wanted to go see the movie. So we went to, what's the VIP theater? I was like, what's the fancy one? The VIP theater. And we got champagne, which I also thought was really cute of us, and watched The Handmaid's, I was gonna say The Handmaid's Tale, The Handmaid movie. Did I say The Handmaid's Tale? Handmaid movie. And I don't want to spoil anything, but like, duh, the book is better. So I almost think you should watch the movie first, because then you're not like disappointed. And I say that with every book to movie adaptation. I wish I watched the movie first, even though it kind of like demotivates me from reading the book. The book is always better. So then I'm always disappointed when I watch the movie second. But anyway, we did it. It was a cute night out. It also happened in December. So here we go, talking about that. Then Christmas and New Year's. So Christmas, I went to my grandma's up north. Pretty low key. It's just the three of us, although we did have extra family come this year on Boxing Day. So that was nice. It was nice to, like, for a change, have a bigger kind of family feel. We didn't have dinner or anything. They just stopped by to visit, but it was still really nice, and just different for our normal Christmas vibe, because my family is so tiny. But so that was nice, and we took my grandma out onto the frozen lake that is, I mean, you could walk there, but it's a short little drive from her house. She doesn't live on the water, but she was a big fisher when she was able to do that, so she loved ice fishing. So we just kind of drove down to the frozen lake and walked her out, 50 feet or whatever, and stood there and had a little photo shoot with her, which was like super cute, and I really liked getting her out there. It felt like minus 23 Celsius though. It's a bit chilly, very, very cold that day. We also took her into town, and I went to this cute coffee shop in Tweed, Ontario. Very cute shop. It was like the city when I was little, and I would spend every summer, every Christmas, every spring break, I was sent off to my grandparents, and that was like our city trip, was going into Tweed. Napanee was even a bigger city to go to. I guess it's the same-ish. Maybe Napanee's slightly further, but Tweed was like, we always really wanted to go to Tweed, which has sadly been made semi-famous by a murderer in Ontario. You can look that up. I'm not going to let that spoil my video, but so we took her into Tweed, went to this cute coffee shop, and yeah, then to the frozen lake, and that was really cute. New Year's, I did nothing by design. I really wanted to stay home and watch the Stranger Things finale. Lessons were learned here, because I went on a social media deep dive with what everyone else's theories were. And I think reading into other people's theories ruined the finale for me. That finale, no spoilers, but it is the kind of way I personally would like something to end. But because I had read all of these theories, I was expecting more. So it kind of ruined it for me. But it is what it is. I'm going back and I'm doing a whole rewatch, and I think I'll feel differently about it after the rewatch, after I kind of clear my head of the fan theories that I inhaled over the last week. So that's that. That's it for memories and experiences. Books. I had a good month. I finally had a good month to wrap up 2025. I read I read six books in December. Now, a couple of them are incredibly short. They are like short stories. So the first one I read was Comfort and Joy by Kristin Hannah. Now, this is my first Kristin Hannah book. I've not read The Nightingale. I haven't read any of them. The Women, I would love to, but I also don't want to bawl my eyes out. And I know that they are like highly emotional books of hers. So I'm really on the fence about Kristin Hannah. Comfort and Joy was super cute. Now, in the reviews, though, a lot of people didn't like it, and I think they didn't like it because it's not her typical style. Everyone in the reviews keeps saying, remember, this is a fable. So if that helps you, always spoiler free as well, but if that helps you to kind of wrap your head around it, again, I have nothing to compare it to. I liked it. It ends the way that I like things to end. So there was Comfort and Joy by Kristin Hannah. I also really wanted to get in some Christmas books in the month of December because I think last year I only read like 2. So I really wanted to go Christmas book heavy. But we followed that up with Rabid by Bill Wasik and Monica Murphy. It's a cultural history of the world's most diabolical virus. This book was so interesting because first of all, these kind of books fascinate me. I really liked the tuberculosis one, Everything is Tuberculosis, that I read earlier this year. So these books really are my style. But this one, when you get to the part about the ancient and like medieval remedies that actually existed for rabies, I was flabbergasted. Like, these remedies are actually bonkers. I listened to this on Audible. The first one I read, it was a very short read, so it was really easy to read Comfort and Joy. This one I listened to, and I was driving when I hit the ancient and medieval remedy parts, and if anyone was driving next to me, they would have seen that, because I just can't believe it. I can't believe some of these cures that existed for rabies. And one of them is, I'll give you a spoiler example, so if you don't want to hear it, fast forward 20 seconds or so, but the term hair of the dog actually comes from a cure for rabies. Now, there was different ways to do this. So if you were bit by a rabid dog, you would pluck hairs from the tail. And I heard there's different, like, put them in a tincture kind of thing and drink it, put the hairs on the wound itself and like wrap it in there, burn the hairs and put the ashes on the wound. But that's really cool. So hair of the dog that bit you comes from a really old rabies cure. I hate calling them cures because they obviously are not. But that was really interesting. So I really enjoyed Rabid. The next one I read, this was my book club book reading. It's The Secret Christmas Library by Jenny Colgan. I listened to this on Spotify, and it was a struggle. It was a very, very, very big struggle. I did not like the narrator, so that's always a problem, but it is what it is. I know a couple people, we haven't had our follow-up meeting for this book, but a couple people, I know one for sure DNF'd it. It was a little rough, but again, it was a Christmas vibe. We all kind of talked about it and we agreed we did want this one for a Christmas vibe. It was, yeah, not my favorite. Then on Audible, I listened to Her Last Christmas by Claire McGowan. This was interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. It wasn't terrible, but it was also kind of like a thriller style, like a whodunit book. So it's interesting if you like the whodunit books. It wasn't like super like shocking, the whodunit I found, but it wasn't terrible either. Then we have The Gift by Frida McFadden. This was a short story. You can finish this in a couple of hours. I read this on the Kindle, I think. It was free. So was, I think Comfort and Joy was also free on Kindle Unlimited. This is a very short story, like I said. Did not like it. I was very much like, what? Not Christmas vibes at all, which I should have known with a Frida McFadden book, but that's okay. If you want to bang something out quickly, The Gift by Frida McFadden. Then my last one was on the Kindle as well, Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. This is my first Catherine Walsh book, I think, so I'm not really familiar with her romance books, but it was cute. It was cute. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't exactly the kind of Christmas feels I was going for, but it was cute. I liked it. Happily ever after kind of vibes, I guess. So if you're interested, I feel like it took me a really long time to get through that one. Like I felt like I was constantly reading this book and not ever finishing it. Obviously I did, but it was just a lot. So maybe that's how I feel about that one. On to purchases. Like I said, there are some fun ones in here. There is a new deck, which I already talked about in my end of year tarot tag video, so a bit of a repeat there, but it was new and I really looked forward to it. So some crystals, planner stuff, and pen stuff. So here you go. All right, let's take a look at the crystals that I purchased at the Equilibrio Gems crystal, their annual Christmas mixer. We've got my sunbeam is casting some gorgeous lighting on here. So Equilibrio Gems is in Aurora, Ontario, and every Christmas or every Christmas season, every December, this is the third one in a row, she's done a Christmas mixer. So it's only the second one. I was not able to attend the first one, so it's only the second one I was able to attend. And I'm going to show you what I bought. So we have this clear quartz Vogel. I've had my eyes on Vogels for a while. I've really wanted one. So finally got my hands on a Roly clear quartz Vogel. Another thing I got was this Botswana agate tumble. This is wild. Like, it's so translucent between the banding that it creates this like psychedelic looking, it's mesmerizing to look at that, especially in person. The camera is picking it up, but in person it is much more, it kind of makes you feel a little woozy actually when looking at it. But this beautiful piece of Botswana agate, maybe some orca agate, I don't know, but love this, love the colors. Then we have this diamond apophyllite cluster. This is a stunning piece. That's actually green. That's interesting. In store, this had a lot of rainbows. I don't know that our lighting rate, well, I can see some popping up right in here, but it's stunning. I am obsessed with apophyllite. This year has really made me obsessed with apophyllite for some reason. So she is here and she is stunning. I think, are those called record keepers? The little like diamondy mountain formations? I'm not sure. I don't really like the windows and the record keepers. I don't really follow up with. Oh, there's some rainbows in there. I don't really follow up with though that kind of stuff to do with crystals, but she's here and she's stunning. That's the sun catcher, making it look all bright and colorful. The next thing I got, this has also been on the wish list. This is a piece of Ethiopian opal. It was on a crazy sale, so I'll just kind of splice in a photo of this in the sun. This is going to go in my like special cabinet. I'm going to use the piece of putty that's on the bottom there that this is kind of attached with, and it's going to sit in my special crystals cabinet. Oh, you can kind of see some of the color, but the sun picks it up the best. So that's my Ethiopian opal. And the last piece that I got, which was a steal deal, it was on her steal deal table, is this stunning black amethyst. Now this sparkles like crazy. It is sparkling for me to the naked eye, but on camera it is not. So I will splice in a photo of it sparkling in the sun. This is insane. It was on a steal deal. You can see it is a little, there's pieces that have come off of it, so that's probably why it was on a steal deal. But I've also had my eyes on some black amethyst lately, so I finally got my hands on a lovely piece of black amethyst. So those are my crystals from the Equilibrio Gems Christmas Mixer. To kick things off for December, I bought yet another Ferris wheel press. This one though was, I want to call it Good Friday. Darn it. Guys, I'm telling you, the second I hit record, Black Friday, the opposite of Good Friday. Yeah, so it was $5 or $10 off, and why I wanted it. It's called Cloak and Forest. It's red and green, so I thought it would be perfect, a perfect Christmas color. Is this one of their fairy tale ones? There's a wolf and there's a rabbit. Yeah, it is. Fairy tale collection. Oh, it's Little Red Riding Hood. Clearly, we have her in her cloak. Bunnies on the bottom. Squirrel. Love it. Love their packaging. Spent a lot of time on the packaging. Now let's finally talk about the ink. So it has a blue shimmer. It actually does, this box does say what's in it. So it has the base is green, the sheen is red, the shimmer is silver, and the shading is low. The shimmer actually looks quite blue in the bottle, but I promise you it's not. I don't know that I've done a swatch test with this, and I think if I did, yeah, it kind of sucked. So it's that one right there. So you can see, I still think that shimmer is more blue than silver. But in a writing sample, let me find one here where I think it's perfect for Christmas time. Let me find a really good one. The shimmer isn't really picking up in the words. I find with these, anything where there's shimmer, it is like the first few words you write out that show the shimmer, and then the shimmer kind of goes away. But anyway, so we have Ferris wheel press, Cloak and Forest. Yeah, Cloak and Forest. New favorite, love it. The next thing I bought is the Da Vinci Oracle. It is a French oracle by Sandy Tattoo and Voglio Bene. Benedito, I think, is her full name. Benedict. But I got the French version. The English version is not out in this. I actually don't know if there is going to be an English version. I'm kind of making an assumption because the Tell Me You Love Me Oracle is the English version of one of their other French decks. However, I did not want to wait for an English version because I like the French version better. So it does come with a bag. It's not like the best quality bag. It's like see-through. I don't know if the camera's picking up that it's see-through, but it's crunchy. But cool, you get a bag, don't mind it. And the guidebook is fairly beefy, but is useless to me. So I've gone through and I've started to translate some of these are the keywords that are on the card, and then you get a little sentence in the book to give you a little something more to go by. So distrust, security, distance are 3 words. Some of them are self-explanatory, pretty easy, but only offer what you want if you can and if you want to is our little sentence there. So I've gone through and I've started to do some of that, but it is beefy. I would love to translate the whole thing. Maybe I would get the English version just for the guidebook. Then we have our cards, which have a silver or gold edging. English. These are the backs. Now, the backs on the French Tell Me You Love Me are phenomenal, but they changed them for the English Tell Me You Love Me. They also got rid of the gold foiling. I think the edges may be still gold, but they got rid of all the gold foiling on the backs and the fronts of the cards, and they're smaller. And I think the art is the same. I don't know if it's a little zoomed in, perhaps, maybe it could be making that up. But here we have our backs on the Da Vinci Oracle. So the backwards writing is something that Da Vinci used to do, and it makes a couple appearances in the guidebook and in the oracle cards, I believe. So we also have some gold stamping on the fronts of the cards, which is the whole reason why I wanted to get the French version, because it's just so much more beautiful than without that. So key, I know that clay is key. Oh, here's our back. So I want to translate that ribbon as well. So a lot of it is his works. The ermine makes a second appearance. Oh, I love these, like the yes and the no. We're going to keep that aside. A lot of hand gestures with Da Vinci's work, which I also love. This card, oh my gosh, they're very glossy, as you can see, so beautiful. Oh, here's our zoomed in ermine, which looks so evil. They actually are way cuter in person. That is, I can't remember, it's a layout for a church, I believe, that he drew. Oh yeah, plan, strategy, construction, that would make sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is a layout for a church that he designed that never happened. More hand gestures. Oh, so good. So here's the backwards writing as well. Not that I'd be able to translate that, but backwards writing. This, I don't know where this came from. I don't think this is a Da Vinci work. I'm not entirely sure where this one came from. I think I have an idea. Let's put it aside, because I think I see it in another one, or found it in another one, kind of. Okay, so this is another one. These are the backs on the Tell Me You Love Me Oracle. So they're like a combination of a royal and navy blue with this eye and stars, and this is all gold stamped on the backs of the French Tell Me You Love Me. Love it. So we have the Last Supper here, of course. Is this the one that's from the Drew Barrymore Cinderella movie, Ever After? More hands. Here we go. Here's our yes and no. I love these two. So good. Obviously the nails were done by Sandy Tattoo, I believe. Added. Okay, here we go. This is where I was like, is it the trees in the back? I don't think it is. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this one is. So if anyone has any clue on that one, let me know. But here we are. Lady with the Swan. Zeus. I can't remember the title of this one, but it's Zeus. This one kind of feels like it doesn't fit, doesn't go. Yeah, so obviously creative liberties have been taken with his works. He definitely didn't draw these people tattooed, so I feel like that's pretty obvious. But these are like canon type things that he designed. I don't think they ever actually used them, but he did lots of stuff. Painting was actually like pretty minor compared to all the things he did. I don't think he liked it the most, to be honest. Okay, so shuffling. I can just barely get my hands around this whole thing. So, I mean, the English version, if they come out with one, that would kind of be a benefit for the smaller cardstock. But like I said, I like the gold stamping. I like how the French version looks better. Yeah, it would be great to have the English guidebook. Maybe I'll get if they come out with it. Like I said, I am making a crazy assumption here, just based on the fact that they did it with the Tell Me You Love Me Oracle, but we'll see. I guess time will tell. But I have been loving this. And I've been working with it with the Lacrimosa Tarot. Oh my God, the Lacrimosa Tarot. And it's perfect. They are meant to be. I've also done readings with just one card pulls on its own without a tarot deck, and that has proven to be very accurate as well. So yeah, good purchase. I did, however, get rid of an oracle deck to make room for this deck. It wasn't an oracle deck that was on my purgatory list. I specifically got rid of it to make room for this deck, and I gave it away. Actually, I gave it away for free because it was gifted to me for free. So I gave it to someone for free. I paid it forward and it was snatched up really quickly. So to make room for that one, I got rid of another one. So yay me, good for me. And the last thing that came in December, I got a Hobonichi Weeks. I know I said I wasn't going to, because I still have my Hobonichi Techo day free, my Hobonichi day free, which I did not completely fill out. Like, there's still so many blank pages. So I was going to continue with 2026 in my day free. I'm still going to do that, but I'm also going to use this one. And now obviously I've got some tabs because I'm still working on setting it up. So I'm not going to go through this in this video because I wanted to, but it's just, there's not a lot of stuff in it. So I was going to wait a month or two, and then I think I'll post like a separate video on how I'm using it and what it looks like and how I've been decorating it, whatever. It's not my usual content, but I didn't want to do it here because it'll be too long and there's not a lot going on in here. So I'll do another video in like a month or two about how this is looking. I have another one on the way that's going to be strictly for work, because this one's mostly memory keeping. So the thought of having work stuff in a memory keeping journal makes me feel physically ill. In case anyone's wondering how I feel about my job. Not my job, just working for a living. I'm not meant for it. I'm not meant to work for a living. So those are purchases for the month of December. And that is that. 2025 come and gone. That's it for December. All the things I did or did not do for the month of December. So that's fun. Now we start 2026, and I'm really looking forward to getting started in my Hobonichi. I have another one on the way for work-related things, which it hasn't even shipped yet, so that's kind of wild. But yeah, I'll leave you with my moon tray for January 2026, and that's that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you when I see you. As we recall, this was the moon tray for December. And you can see I did not add any red to this. I was going to add like plastic, like little apple cherry things from a Christmas decor, like a tabletop decor situation. And I didn't do it because ultimately I decided that I actually just really liked the green. So I kept it. It looks better in person. On camera, it's, I don't know, washed out a little bit. So in person, it's just really lovely, the green. But for January, I'm actually going to do the exact same thing I did last year because I loved it so much. I don't even think I posted a moon tray. I don't think I was regularly doing my moon trays at this time last year. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. And when I think of my moon trays, this particular one is one that stands out so much. So if you like something, stick with it. So I'm going to clear it out and I'll show you what I got. And here's what we got. I remember it looking a lot better last year, but it's black and gold. And for some reason, I always think of black and gold for the month of January. Like, I usually decorate my planners in black and gold. And yeah, I don't know, it's a thing. So the gold is pyrite. So we've got a tumble, we've got some raw pieces, a mushroom, and a cube. And then the black is just a lot of things. There's tourmaline. That little guy is a piece of tourmaline. There is black obsidian. It's actually rainbow obsidian, but this lighting, you can't see any of the rainbow effects. So 1, 2, 3 of the rainbow obsidian. Oh, that's also tourmaline. Shungite, and then just random black tumbles. So yeah, that's where we landed. Bird's eye view, you see more of the blank spaces than you do if you're looking at it like on an angle, which when it's on my dresser, it is on an angle, so I don't mind that so much. Definitely looks better looking at it from a slight angle and instead of bird's eye. I don't love that these two are side by side, but again, on an angle you can't tell. Anyway, that's January 2026 moon tray.